Good morning, Kelly. How'd you like that introduction?
That's pretty good. I don't know about all those things that you said about me, but I appreciate them.
Well, I know this. You're the first Triple Crown winner in the history of pro fast pitch softball, as you batted .466, hit 13 home runs, drove in 45, a Triple Crown winner, and you've been at this for quite a while. I mean, at this point in your career, I mean, it would be great if it was your second or third year, but after, 15 years of professional softball to do this, you've just got to be really proud of yourself, and it's a heck of an accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. I really haven't thought about it so much as the last couple of, probably 2 weeks that it was an opportunity for me to even do. But it's kind of amazing to sit back and think about that I've been able to do it, and especially this late in my career. But I've been telling people all along, the last 2 years have probably been the best 2 years of my career. And I just think the older I get, the smarter I get in playing the game and understanding how to play the game better than everybody else, I guess.
You play for the USSSA Pride out of Kissimmee, Florida. I think you're going to be playing Akron tomorrow night. Is that right?
Yes, that is. It's easier. Just call us USSSA.
USSSA, exactly. And for more information, folks, by the way, there is a website that has this championship series covered. Just go to championship.profastpitch.com to get tickets, to get the latest information. But I want to just talk about this sport because you've seen it grow. I mean, obviously, when you came to Alabama, Murph was building the program. You helped build it. College softball has just exploded. But this pro game starting to catch on as well. We know Monica Abbott, the former Tennessee pitcher, became the first $1 million player ever for women's pro fast pitch softball. So it's catching on, and it's looking like for future players, it's going to be a viable, not just to do it part-time and not just to do it for fun and make a little money and then have a job on the side, but you're going to see young ladies do this for a career and financially be able to do it full-time. Am I correct in that statement?
I mean, that's our goal. I know when I started 11 years ago in this league, it was always a goal for us to have something, an avenue for, girls to have an opportunity to play softball after their college careers. Too many times you're just seeing when they were done with their college careers that was it. And so many of them wanted to continue to play softball, but the only option at that point was to, if you were good enough to make the U.S. national team. And just to see where the league has gone in 11 years and just to see how much the sport has grown in itself. You can kind of say that we've been piggybacking off of how well college softball is doing. The ratings for ESPN is just massive, and I think that the fact that that's going on and the publicity for our sport is being so big that a lot of these girls are wanting to play after college, for a career now, and the opportunities that they now have with the 6 teams in the league that we have, and just the league is taking off because we're getting those great college players that are All-Americans, like the Lauren Hagers, the Lauren Chamberlains, the Shelby Penleys, the Sierra Romeros, that they're wanting to play in the league now. And the better players that we get from college, the better the league's going to get. We've kind of been trying to get it across to a lot of the college softball players that the league is the best you're going to play in the world. I would put any one of these pro teams up against any one of the national teams in the world, and we probably would either win or give it a good game. It's funny because we have a lot of national team players, and I think that they kind of, I don't want to say take for granted how the league is, but I mean they realize right away how much of a challenge it is day in and day out to try and beat the best players in the world every single day. So it's exciting for us that have been in the league for quite some time to see where it's come and to look forward to where it's going to go.
Yeah, you make a great point, too. Not only are you getting the big-name college players, but they already have a following coming from programs like Alabama and Florida and Oklahoma and Tennessee and on and on. So their fan bases gravitate toward the pro game as well now because they want to follow their players who starred for their schools. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. The bigger we get, the bigger those college programs will get. I'll give you an example. Jalen Ford, who played at James Madison, she's one of the best pitchers on the Akron Racers right now, and nobody really knew her in college until this past year when they did so well in supers and against LSU. So just that fact that there's so many unknown players that have now making a name for themselves and now getting those universities out there that, maybe someone from California that usually would want to go to UCLA or Arizona now wants to go to like a James Madison and make that program into a national championship powerhouse. So it's exciting just to see the way it all goes around. And, the support that we get across the country is amazing. It's so funny to go to, we go to a random ballpark in Ohio and Sierra Romero gets the loudest cheers out of everybody because they know her name.
Yep.
The crazy thing is the more they're on TV, the more people get to know who they are and they think they know, with Twitter and all the social media that goes on now. It's crazy to see that, just the excitement that everyone has that they want their autographs. And, I can think back about 15, 20 years ago and, people were excited about getting autographs from like Lisa Fernandez and Dot Richardson, all those great softball players in the past, but not to the degree that it is now. They want to take selfies and all these things that for me, I'm like, this is crazy because taking a selfie, I have no idea how to do any of that stuff. But it's awesome to see. It's awesome to see that, softball is just so huge right now. And hopefully we can just continue to get it to go. And I think it's going to be great that our championship series is here at Alabama. They have the largest crowds in the nation every single year. I just hope, and I know Jackie Trena, I know Montavo and Haley just hope that the crowds continue to come and they want to see the best softball. I think it's going to be awesome to see Monica Abbott go up against, if we happen to win and they win, just to see Monica go up against me. Or the fact that our team's playing Montavo's team these next couple of days. It's just pretty cool. And it's a great opportunity for Bama fans to kind of see the old players that they used to cheer for in a different atmosphere.
There's no doubt. And it's like I said earlier, Kelly, Tuscaloosa is a great sports town. We know that. But it's never going to get a Super Bowl. It's never going to get an NBA's finals. But it can get the championship series of National Pro Fast Pitch Softball. And it's a huge event for this city as well. And as you said, Tuscaloosa's got a great reputation as a softball town. A lot of these players that played at Alabama and played against Alabama have played at the Rhodes House. The ones that haven't, I know, are excited about being here. And you ladies are expecting big crowds. You're expecting excitement. And I think it's important that the town of Tuscaloosa, the UA students, turn out in big numbers and support this huge event.
Absolutely. I always hear it every summer from the players that have played here at Rhodes that aren't on Alabama, how awesome it is to play here, just because the atmosphere is so phenomenal and that they enjoy it so much. Obviously they always want to be on the winning side, which pretty much never happens, but they just like to play here. And you got to love going against rivals and old rivals that you used to have, and now you combine them. Some of them are on the same team now. Did I ever think that I'd be playing with 4 Florida Gators? No. Do I appreciate that they wear Florida Gator stuff every single day almost? No. I give them a hard time every single time, but it's just fun. It's fun to see us now come together and to go against their old teammates themselves. Not only am I going against old Alabama players, but they're going against, old Kentucky, Florida, Tennessee, Arizona, and it's a cool atmosphere to see. And I think that if a lot of the fans come out, they'll just enjoy it, and it can only get better. I just think that the college atmosphere can relate over to the pro atmosphere because, we're used to seeing that, those 2,000-3,000 fans in the stands. And if we can get that here, that would just be amazing.
I want to talk to you about a couple of other subjects while I've got you. Kelly Kretschman is our guest. By the way, you can follow her on Twitter at YankeeKK12. That's at YankeeKK12. And keep up with her amazing career right there on Twitter. You have been part of an Olympic gold medal winning team, a silver medal winning team, and I know that you and the other Olympians and those that aspire to be Olympians were incredibly let down when softball was removed and is not in the Rio Games this year, but it's coming back in 2020. In 2020, how big is that for the sport that it'll be back in Tokyo, particularly with the USA-Japan rivalry? And even though and I didn't want to bring this up, but it'll help me lead into this next question. Even though you're the oldest player in the league, any chance, Kelly, that you'll still try to be around and play in the Olympics in 2020?
Well, I'll answer your first question. It's amazing. I think it's awesome for our sport. I know we were all heartbroken after knowing in 2008 that was going to be the last opportunity for us to be able to play in the Olympics. And it's been hard. I know. I just talked to Kat Osterman the other day, and she said she was still, this was probably the first Olympics that she's been able to watch where she hasn't had a bitter taste in her mouth,
right?
And could actually watch a lot of the Olympics because we lost. You never want to go out in a losing way, and you never had that. If you don't have that opportunity to kind of win that gold medal back, it kind of eats at you a little bit. So I think it's just great for our sport. Our sport is so much fun, and it's catching on all over the world. I can't even tell you how many more countries are now playing softball. I think the U.S. national team has done a phenomenal job of getting the sport of softball out there. I know USSSA has done a phenomenal job of getting softball out there and in the European countries. So the fact that it's back in the Olympics, I just think is amazing. It gives the opportunity for young girls to dream about playing in the Olympics. I know it's only in 2020 as of right now, but I think that it's going to go so great in Japan because they support softball and baseball so well out there that the IOC members are going to see that it's really something that the Olympics are about younger generation and inspiring kids to want to play sports and stuff like that. So, and I think that they'll see that, and I think that it'll catch on to the other Olympics as well. So it's awesome that now the women have the opportunity to dream about playing in the Olympics. When I was little in high school, and I used to have an American flag behind my bed, and I played every sport in high school. So softball really wasn't what I necessarily wanted to do because I grew up playing baseball. But once it was in the Olympics in '96, and I got to see it, and it was like almost a light bulb went off in my brain, and I was like, this is what I could do. This is how I'm going to be an Olympian. And now it's just phenomenal to know that young girls have the opportunity to dream about doing that again. And that alone, and I'm the girls that have been on a national team for it's 6, 7, 8, I don't even know how long now, but 12 years now.
Wow.
But haven't had the opportunity, 8 years now. Jeez, I can't add.
A long time.
A long time. I haven't had the opportunity to play in the Olympics, and World Championships and Pan Am's was their Olympics, and now those girls that have put all that time and effort in now have an opportunity to make an Olympic team, and can say I'm going to try out for the Olympic team. It's just awesome.
It's really something to aspire to. Well, let me follow up again. I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you turn 37 later this month. Is that right?
On the 26th, I turned 37, so I'll be 40.
But you just won the Triple Crown. I mean, you're arguably the best all-around player in the league still. I mean, you're in great physical shape. I mean, couldn't you see yourself still doing this at 40 and trying to make another Olympic team?
Well, I just signed my NPF contract till I was 40, so I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say yes for sure either. I literally go, at this point, I literally go year by year. I never wanted to be the athlete that people were looking at and saying, why is she still playing? She's nowhere near playing to the capability of what I just don't want to be that athlete.
Right. So, well, I don't think there's any chance of that. You just won the Triple Crown, Kelly.
I know. But 3 years is a long time from now.
Okay.
Hopefully my body will stay up to the way it needs to be. If that does, then I could see myself trying maybe. But it's also hard too. I've been to 2 Olympics. I was an alternate in 2000, so technically I've been to 3 Olympics. And part of me wants to give an opportunity to someone else to experience those things that I got to experience. I would like to win another gold medal because I don't like losing, and I talk about the gold medal more than I do the silver medal, which people want to talk about the silver medal. I'm like, I don't want to talk about that at all. So it'd be nice to have the opportunity to win another gold medal back. But I don't know, 3 years is a long time from now. But I'm not saying no. So
okay, not ruling it out. Well, I got to ask you about Alabama. You were here in the infancy of the program. A lot of people probably don't remember Caleb Hack, but I think that's actually the coach that signed you. And Murphy was an assistant when you first got here, but you were part of the building blocks for this program. When you look at what Murph and Alabama softball have become, I know you got to just be filled with pride to see what this program has accomplished.
More than pride. It's kind of, people ask me all the time about what I think about Alabama softball or what I think about Patrick Murphy. And there's no words that can describe how proud and how amazed I am at where this program was started at to where it's come to now. There's not a single comment I don't get from any one of my friends that are in the industry of softball that come here and that never tell me that, God, I am a new Alabama softball fan. Every single team that comes through here has such respect for everyone, and that comes from Murph. He teaches us to treat people the right way, to always say thank you. And I think I get more out of that than them necessarily always winning and winning SEC championships and being so good in softball. I take more when my teammates or my friends come back and tell me that those girls are amazing. They are such great people. Because when you're done playing the sport, you want to be a great person, and I think that's what happens when you come through this program is you become a better person. And I think you can ask any single one of us, and we probably say the same thing. Murph does a great job of we're family, and tradition never graduates, but it's always family first, and that's probably the biggest pride I think I get from coming from this program and seeing to where it's come from is that the responses I get from other people about how great the girls are and how much they love the team and how awesome people they are. So it's always awesome to just be a part of something that has so much tradition. And it's crazy because I used to be a huge Notre Dame fan, which I get crap for because when I was in the 2004 Olympics, I put my favorite college as Notre Dame because I always wanted to go to Notre Dame. I grew up in New York and it was Notre Dame football, but I would never, ever dream about saying that ever again because it's just such an amazing program that has come from, playing at Sokol Park to putting up temporary fences to now, going to the College World Series every year and having the greatest fans in the country. So I take a lot of pride in that, but there's really not a lot of words that I can describe of how proud I really am.
Well, folks, if you wonder why they call Road Stadium the house that Kelly Kretschman built, let me tell you why. Career averages, batting average, 98 through 2001, her career batting average, 437. 60 career home runs, 191 career runs batted in, 16 triples, 65 doubles, only struck out 54 times in 842 career bats, 133 stolen bases, and 154 attempts. Those are numbers that might stand up forever. And I want to ask you, though, because the last 4 years there has been a player that rivaled some of those numbers, and she's now with you in the National Pro Fast Pitch League, and that's Haley McClenny. I know you enjoyed watching her play at Alabama, and now she's in professional softball with you. What did you think of her career and the fact that she is often compared to Kelly Kretschman?
I love her. And what's amazing to me is I'm going to go back to it, but she's such an amazing person.
Right.
Every single one of our teammates has come up to me and be like, Haley is great. I'm like, I've told you guys, she's just awesome. And the way she played the game day in and day out, she reminds me of Laura Berg. Is the best person I could describe her to. Laura Berg is the best outfitter that has probably ever played the sport. She's the only 4-time Olympian in the sport. And just the attitude and the presence and the 100% effort, every single pitch that she shows is amazing to me. It's so easy to take a pitch off, and there's not a single game I ever watched that she ever took a pitch off. And to get the opportunity now to play with her and to kind of just see how she goes about things, and I think it's the same thing with her, kind of just looking at me, kind of how does she go about doing things. It's been fun. She's been a little bit quiet and a little bit timid, I think, but I think she's starting to come out of her shell a little bit. I think she was just trying to kind of feel around, see how things worked, and kind of see what she could do and not do. But, I've tried to tell her this back in February, I think, this year. I was like, you got to play in this league. come be on my team. You're going to get so much better. And I know that's crazy probably for me to sit here and say that to you because you're phenomenal. You're a full-time All-American, but you're going to get better. And I think her commitment to the sport and the commitment to make it bigger and better than what it is now is the number one reason why she's on our team, because that's what our team is about, is trying to make the sport bigger and better. And she's going to do that because, like I said, she's a phenomenal person, and not only she's a phenomenal softball player. So I know you're going to see her in the 2020 Olympics for sure. And I'm just honored to really have the opportunity to kind of get to play beside her. And hopefully she is enjoying getting to play with me. And it's just kind of funny that, the age gap between us and everyone tries to compare us. But I will say this, and I said this to multiple people, she's a way phenomenal, better outfielder than I ever was. The way she catches balls at the fence and makes diving plays. I know I made some of those, and I could probably get there sometimes, but just the reads that she gets off the bat is pretty phenomenal. So I will give her that she's definitely a better outfielder than I ever was. So it's just, any player that ever comes through our program and you kind of get brought up and compared to, it's an honor, and I'm just glad that she came to Alabama and has continued the tradition that of having great outfielders. Caleb Rowe is another one. Brittany Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a list that goes on, and it's kind of phenomenal to think about that our 300, 200, 100 club all are outfielders at Alabama. So that's kind of cool to think about.
High praise for Haley McClenny from Kelly Kretschman. Well, you can see Kretschman, McClenny, Jacqueline Traina. I'm leaving somebody out. Who's the fourth one that's there from Alabama?
Kelly Montalvo.
Yep, Kelly Montalvo, and a lot of other great former college players this weekend in the National Pro Fast Pitch Championship Series. It begins tomorrow at the Rhodes House. Kelly's USSSA Pride taking on Akron tomorrow night. Action through the weekend, then the finals on Monday. Tickets available at the box office there at the stadium, also at the National Pro Pitch Fast Pitch Softball Championship Series website. That's championship.profastpitch.com. Get out and watch these great athletes. Kelly, it's been a pleasure. So appreciative of you coming on, and good luck this weekend.
Well, I just want to thank you guys for having me on and kind of spreading the word about our series going on this weekend. And, I want to thank the city of Tuscaloosa, and especially I want to thank Patrick Murphy. Coach Murphy's done such a phenomenal job of trying to get the word out and just retweet and get it out to the city of Tuscaloosa and the state of Alabama itself, and trying to support us. So I know every single team in this league appreciates and thanks him and the university too for letting us play our championship series here.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.